What's happening? This is Jun Tzu. Just Slabberin.
I told you.
What's happening? This is Jun Tzu, just Slabberin. We're joined today by a very special guest. This is West Belfast song Durt Burd.
Oh wow, what's happening, bro?
Wait, Durt Bird's not fucking about.
Oh, I heard he's not, know what I mean? I hear it's good to be here, bro. Thank you for having me on.
Bro, you're very welcome. This podcast is sponsored by Hotbox for letting us use the studio. Sponsored by Buzz Lightyear, the fucking Dawn. Sponsored by N2N Clothing. They're the canine mills. They're not clothing, it's canine mills. They get like it's got like wee mills for dogs to run on and all. They're legends.
Yeah, I need to get one for my dog.
Yeah,
I'm a big
he's actually, he said he's coming today. He said he's dropping us off one of these like fans. It's like a silent fan.
Oh.
He must have seen me sweating on the podcast. But it sits over in the background, silent, and it's like for dogs or whatever. But
Happy days.
I'm a big dog myself. Fuck yeah, man, give me one of them. But that's the sponsors anyway. It's a N2N, K9 Mills, legend. So I got you on them, bro. I heard you're rapping.
I do a few pieces and bits and pieces, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do my best, bro. Been at it 8 years or something now. I made a fucking 600 tunes in the vault, so I do, mate.
You've 600 tunes?
I'm not even joking. I haven't barely released anything, but I'm like, do you ever hear people talking about when Tupac goes in the studio, he just goes tune after tune after tune?
Yeah.
I've ADHD, so seeing I get into something, I proper get into it. I'm like, do you know what I mean? So I
noticed that, bro.
I just go bait them out, do you know what I mean?
I noticed that, bro.
Here, can I give a wee shout out to Greta as well?
You go for it.
Yo, so they sorted me out with a full fucking outfit. You can't really see it. Got the holiday shorts and all on. They made me a custom bally, skull and hurley bats instead of skull and crossbones, shirt, clipped, Greta logo, you know what I mean? Absolutely delighted.
Yeah, because you usually wear this one. This is your ballet, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the Joker mask now, you know what I mean? It's Durt Burd, loves a wee party, loves a wee chat, you know, friendly guy, but this is me back in the day when I was a bit of a fucking rocket eye, like, do you know what I mean? Space cadet, you know what I mean? I used to get called, so I did. But that's kind of the crack.
Here, I like the new swag, bro, and this is Greta then, so they're sponsoring you then?
Yeah, they are. They're dead on. I went down. It was a real random one. Clip brought me down one night, and the Belfast Groove Collective. That's how I got linked up with them as well. They were just playing in the shop, their opening party, and then I got talking to your man, and he liked what I was doing, I suppose. So got me down. I was meaning to come down and do the custom bally for ages, but I was busy running about being a rocket. Do you know what I mean? And then I finally got down, and he kitted me out. Done a wee photo shoot, that'll be coming out soon.
Looks cool, bro. I like it. I like the colours too, black and green.
100%. I
cool.
feel like I'm on holiday, like, you know what I mean, with the shorts and all that.
I like Greta. He sponsored a couple of our podcast episodes too.
I was actually, seeing I come in here, I was trying to remember, was it Manscaped that sponsored you?
No.
Right? But, because I'm telling you, mate, you wouldn't think it. I have an Amazon rainforest on my hold, mate. Not even joking. I have one of the hairiest holes you'll ever see in your life, like, you know what I mean?
I don't be sponsored by no fucking Manscaped. That's all the comedians. That's Shane Todd and all them. I had them on the other day. Says he's sponsored by Manscaped. I wouldn't be doing none of that.
Here, well, Shane, see if you're listening, sort me out with your razor. Like, I've got a dire situation to rock.
Nah, fuck that. I said to them, bro, even if fucking Manscaped came to me and says, would you be sponsored by us? I'd say, I can't be shouting that out every fucking time. It's sponsored by Manscaped or shave your balls and all. That's not me, bro. I'm old school. You with me, brother? I just let my fucking beard grow long, cut it with an axe.
I just get, like, I wouldn't shave the balls if I was going for it. I'd give it an old trim or something, do you know what I mean? You don't want to nip them, like, you know what I mean?
I didn't even get a haircut, bro, for years. I used to just fucking have clippers and I just shaved my hair. And that was it. Let it grow long and shave it. That was my style, you know.
That's handy enough.
And then I started going to the Turks. And they start fucking burning my earlobes.
They're class, aren't they?
They're the best, bro.
Mate, I used to get a face mask and all in the Turks. I got the full MOT, mate, in the Turks, mate. Not even joking. Clean the ears out, clean the nose out and all.
Listen, I sit there and get a full fucking... They put hot towels on my face and all.
Oh, great.
I sometimes fall asleep, you know what I mean? I'd go in there, just relax.
You would do see the music and all, the wee Turkish music and all that, mate. You'd be chilled out to be like that there.
No, I do love the Turkish barbers, like, I definitely have to give a shout out to them, like,
100%.
But before that, bro, I was just militant, like, didn't give a fuck. But no, we're sponsored by Buzz Lightyear, Weedy Wonka, fucking all the lads, Violent Gentleman. That's my t-shirts, the Born in Belfast and all, you know.
100%.
So I first heard your music. It wasn't that long ago, but there was a lot of talk about it in the underground, like a lot of people's talking about Durt Burd.
A few whispers,
You know?
floating
And then,
about.
and I'd heard a couple of things and I thought, wow, is that, see, a lot of, no disrespect, like the no Belfast rappers, but I always found, like, there wasn't really a good, like I don't know, a sick flow, you know, like bum 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 bum, bum, you know what I mean, like a sick flow. But when I heard yours, I thought, whoa, like, because it was a wee bit drilly or something too, and it was fast paced.
Mate, I flow like a boron over drill, like, not even joking you.
No, I heard that, bro, and when I heard it, I thought, wow, there's actually, like, it's real G shit. I liked it.
Appreciate that.
And it's very rare that I would hear that, you know. And then next thing, I got asked to do the kneecap at the Falls Park. And then I was thinking, oh, this will be good. I'm excited about it. Next thing, they released the flyer. And who's on the flyer there beside me? We Durt Burd. I thought, go on the lad.
Oh, wow, I appreciate that, bro.
So how did you get on the kneecap of the Falls?
Well, I need to give some credit to my manager, Pistol P. He's class. He's knows all. He's in me all the West Belfast ones. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like he's a good man, and but it's also just myself. Like I wrote a wee bio about myself. I was sitting there in the Falls Park drinking 2 litres years ago, rapping. Do you know what I mean? Running about like a header, going. I'm gonna be playing at that fella one day. All the wee cunts from about the whack were sitting laughing at me, going, no, you're not. What are you on about? You're rocket. And then I was turning around, I was going, I am. But here, look at me now. You know what I mean?
Fuck's sake, bro. How old were you when you were saying that?
14, between 14 and 16. I mean, it's been a bit of a blur for a few years.
And how old are you now?
22, mate. I'm 22.
Say, that's not even long. That's some G shit.
Have to, bro.
Sex, what's about 7 years ago? You said I'll be performing at the feeling, and there you are.
Aye, bro. I'm chuffed. Couldn't be happier about it. Like, do you know what I mean? I wrote a wee bio about myself and all, but I try and give like an accurate representation. Like, I'm not sitting talking about what happens in London. I didn't grow up in London. I grew up about the whack.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like I'm trying to write about what actually happens. Like, it's not drive-bys over here. It's punishment shootings and punishment baitings and fucking people running about doing things they shouldn't be doing. But that's not, in my eyes, like, as much as some people, they'll just go scumbag and they'll think, you know what I mean? I know people who are trapped in that life. I've been trapped in it to some degree myself at points, and it's people like that are victims of depravity, like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or deprivation, I can't remember.
Yeah, depravity, depravity, deprivation, it's all the realness. Bro, I felt it off you, and I felt the realness from you. Like I said, you know, the thing wearing the mask and all, you know, that would throw people off. You know, and sometimes I think, what's the story with the mask and all? I love the balaclava. It reminded me of Kneecap a bit. You know, Kneecap has the tricolor, you had the green and white, you know what I mean? But the mask and all, why'd you wear the mask for?
Like, there's a few reasons. Like, you know yourself, seeing tight-knit communities, everybody's saying this and saying that. But also, like, I wanted to take, like, I think, like, a lot of music nowadays, like, especially popular music, it's all about, like, aesthetics and people being good looking. Like, listen, I'm gorgeous under the mask, but I don't want it to be about that. I want it to be about my voice and what I'm saying. I'm trying to be the voice of my people from where I grew up. Yeah. And it's about me being the voice. I'm a faceless entity because
you're a representation of Belfast youth.
You know what I mean?
I know. I feel it, bro. I'll tell you who I relate with. My mate, you know, Meeks Manny.
Oh, wow.
So Meeks Manny, he wears the ballet. And he always has our mate Deasy. Deasy was our mate. He got like killed, murdered in Gordon, like years ago. But he wears his chain, and he says, "I want Deasy's face to be known over mine." Class, like, you know, and I always thought it'd give me goosebumps. That I love that shit. And obviously, then it's also to do with when you're talking about hot shit or whatever. It's better to be, you know, like remain faceless. But I always felt out of all the Manchester rappers, I related more with Meeks, maybe because he was faceless, and it wasn't even him. It was more an entity of like what Manny Living's about, you know, in Manchester.
That's what it's all about, mate. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of at the end of the day, like, especially your rap, it started in deprived communities. Do you know what I mean? It started places like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, you're a representation of where you come from in a lot of ways. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
So I don't know. That's kind of the same way I was, and I try and, like, I think, like, see with my music, I don't sit there, I talk about dodgy stuff, but I'm not glorifying it. I'm talking about the grim bits as well, because I talk about happy stuff as well, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? But the Joker, he talks about the rawness, like, do you know what I mean? But it's not glorifying it. I don't want any kids to listen to my music and go, I want to be running about, ducking and diving, doing what he was doing. I want kids to be going, Jesus, that sounds mad. maybe I should just focus on the music, like he realised years later that he should have been doing. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Bro, listen, that's the way forward. That is the way forward. I always found music to be my medicine. So I was going nuts as a kid, bro. Fucking nuts. And then, like, when I wrote it all down, and then sometimes I'd read it back to myself, and on my own, I'd break down crying and all, because it was real.
100%.
And I was talking about raw shit. Like, you know, that is the real therapy. And it is. And that's what I've noticed about yours. There's a real authenticity about it. And you've got a good vocabulary too, bro. You're good at the flows.
Well,
like.
I can actually, like, the vocabulary thing comes into the name Dirtbird, actually, funny enough,
Yeah.
right? So this is mad. There's two reasons why I'm called Dirtbird. One, because I used to be running about like a rocket, dipping in and out of parties and doing things I shouldn't be doing for maybe 3 days at a time, wearing the same clothes. So I'd have people going, you're a
wee
Dirtbird, no
yeah.
man. But then it's also like, do you ever look at the names of the bars over here? It'll be like Dirty Nellies, Filthy McNasty, stuff like that.
Yes.
That's because in the occupation of Ireland, and you know, when all our culture and stuff was being kind of misconstrued as Ireland's the land of the poets and scholars.
Correct.
Right? So we were a land of poetic and, you know, smart people, like, do you know what I mean?
Of course.
But Dirty Nellies, Filthy McNasty, stuff like that, not knocking them bars, but that's because the English wanted to make us out like we were
Demonize it.
drunks. Like we
Yes.
were drunks, but
Yes.
Dirtbird takes that, dirty, you know, like how we were meant to be dirty drunks.
Yep.
But I am a poet, so it's still the land of poets and scholars, do you know what I mean?
Yes, I understand it fully. I love that, bro, and it's real. And they did demonize the Irish, even for example. So the Irish back in the day, they had a real genius way of growing potatoes, and it was called lazy beds. Do you know about this?
I don't actually.
Yeah, so they made them in lazy beds. But again, the English then, they mocked them and said lazy beds. No, like, these are lazy. But it was actually a genius way of doing it. It was like genius agriculture. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? And that was the thing. Even the thing about, there was always a demonization of them, you know, and I did notice that too.
100%.
It is true, and it's funny because it's like filthy McNat dirt, you know, it's all the dirt, like.
It's, well, history's written by the winners, like, do you know what I mean, at the end of the day. But, like, when you actually look at it, like, Ireland, through music and through culture, has conquered the world.
Yeah.
In the same way, like, I'm not trying to get too political here, like, do you know what I mean? But in the same way, like, that the British Empire did through bloodshed, do you know what I mean? But we, look, everywhere in the world you go, there's an Irish bar. What does that tell you? You know what I mean? We conquered the world through our culture and our traditions, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a rich culture full of, like you said, full of passion and full of wit and intelligence and magic, you know, full of magic.
Oh, well, Ireland is I'd say the centre point of magic in the world, like the epicenter of magic in the world. Like, even going back to before Catholicism and all came here, when it was paganism and all, do you know what I mean? See, all that, this place was full of druids and all, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real.
And, as well as that, it's one of the oldest cultures in the world, do you know what I mean? See, the Irish language, Irish music, Irish dance, that goes back.
Well, it predates English language.
I think it predates. I don't know if it predates or if it's the same time as Egyptian stuff, like, and that's mental, like, that is mental. Not a lot of people know that as well, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it is one of the most ancient cultures in history, and like you said, it's that is real as well, about like the Druids and everything, you know, that they existed here long before Catholicism. Funny, I was talking about that on another podcast there about, you know, Christmas and everything. Christmas was just the church trying to jump in on a Druidic festival as the winter solstice. You know, and it was nothing to do with the church or Jesus' birthday.
I
or
think
nothing.
Jesus was meant to be born
September or something like that. You with
yeah.
me? But they said, listen, if we can't beat them, join them. Let's join into this pagan festival. You know.
My dad always told me a lot of pagan stories growing up. Do you know what I mean? Like Celtic pagan stories, and he told me about when I don't know if it was even Catholicism or whether it was before the split and it was just Christianity at this point. Like, you know, the way when like the Protestant religion started by, it's the Protestant religion.
Yes,
you know what? But see, like, I don't know whether it was Catholicism at that point or whether this was before it was Catholicism. But when all the monks came to Ireland, they would. Did you ever see the crosses, the Celtic crosses that are Catholic crosses?
Yeah, I'm sure it's tattooed on my armour.
But a lot of those knots were actually like they were part of paganism before.
Correct. That's real.
I think the star is taken from some Kurdish religion, and the angels taken from another religion as well. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I do know there's a lot of ancient stuff there. All the symbolisms are taken from. I was talking about that on another one as well. It's funny, like in ancient Babylon, there was basically a church just similar to the Catholic Church, and they had the Virgin Mother and the Savior Child, but the mother was called Semiramis and the child was called Nimrod. You with me? And this was before Jesus and everything.
And then Nimrod's used as like in America, is that not like an insult or something? Like, you're a Nimrod, or am I imagining that?
I think you're imagining that. Maybe though, I don't know. You're a Nimrod. Nimrod was the king. Nimrod was the king of Babylon.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Nimrod was the king of Babylon.
Maybe I must be thinking of something else.
Yeah, but it predates it. But let's go back. Speaking about your dad. This is a mind-blowing thing, I have to say this.
Well, not say his name. We
won't say his name, but I'll tell you something that blew my mind. Today, you mentioned his name, and I says, what? And I says, that man recorded on my album with me. I recorded my album, The Troubles Up the Falls, at Blackstaff Mill in Springfield Road. And I said I want a piper. And they said there's a gangster piper about who's the best piper going, and he came in and he done Here Lies a Soldier for me.
But it's mad because seeing I was growing up listening to, like, in terms of the Irish rap, like people like yourself and Steve Locke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I listened to the Troubles back then, didn't have a clue my dad was on the album.
Your dad's a G. That's because he doesn't say shit.
He's not trying to flex, like, you know what I mean?
Of course. But everyone flexed for him. They all said he's the piper you need to get, like, you know.
He is. He's a man about town as well, like the way he is. He's like the way I'd be, mate. I walk down the street, I see about 10 people. I know what. It's kind of growing up in West Belfast, where I'm used to talking to people in the middle of the street. Like, I was living over, like, in Stranmillis for a while. I was, like, trying to treat it the same way. I was going, well, what's happening? Everyone's looking at me like a maniac, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very, like, I'm just friendly, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, the way my dad is as well, he knows everybody. He can't walk down the street without bumping into about 10 people, do you know what I mean? Like,
I'll never forget him, bro. I told you, it was about 11 years ago now, 12 years ago. He just came into the mill there with his bagpipe, like ale and pipes, and then just went to town on them, bro.
He's an animal on them as well. Animal, absolute animal. But it's funny because that's not the only way we're actually connected as well.
Right.
So I found a card in the Blackstaff years ago. Right. It was your business card, but it was an older one, right?
Yeah.
I must have been about 14, mate. Right. Me and actually one of the fellas I rock with now, our kid.
Right.
Right, we found it and we were like, this is Jun Tzu's number. We were sitting practicing our raps in the Blackstaff. We've actually, like, our mates have a studio and all in there now. So we're actually there now, so it's all full circle. But we found this card. And I was like, no way this is Jun Tzu's card here. So we rang. And it was your ma that answered. And we were like, hello, is this Jun Tzu? And she was like, Johnny, I'll get on the ring you back here. So, and like, you're probably wondering what the fuck's going on. So then you rang us back. And then without saying anything, stuck on like a Mob Deep beat, and we just both sat and rapped and ripped it apart. And you were like, I liked your rap, bro, but how did you get my number? I goes, found it on a card in the Blackstaff, to be honest, mate, but that's years ago now.
That is funny, bro.
Mate.
I know the card you're talking about. I remember it clearly. It had a wee photo of me on it, and it was like green and gold. And then it says Jun Tzu, Irish, traditional Northern Irish hip-hop artist.
Yeah.
And then it had my phone number. And then I gave that phone to my mum.
It's funny as
and
well.
And that was about 2 years later, you rang it. That was funny.
It's funny as well, mate, because seeing we were talking on Instagram.
Yeah.
You asked me for my number. I don't have a phone at the minute. I'm running about with an iPad, right?
Yeah.
Sticking an iPad.
Is that your big phone?
Oh, yeah, that's alright. Hello, mate, what's happening? But I've been running about with the iPad, mate, but so I give you my ma's number and then you rang at to get in touch with me.
So you rang my man,
we're even now, like, you know what I mean? Both rang each other's ma's.
I know, that's what you said to me. You says, listen, don't be ringing this back, that's my ma's phone.
I know what I mean? That's us, we're just brothers like that. No, we know each other's families and all, fuck's sake.
Funny, bro, that is funny, bro. But I do remember your rap. I didn't know it was you, funny enough, like, but imagine that. And I didn't even know that it was your dad doing played on the album and everything. It's mad shit.
It's all coming full circle, man.
Yeah.
Even the fact that I was in the Blackstaff, I'm in the Blackstaff every day recording a Burd speech with my ex-producer I found, Atomic Atom, mate.
Right, honestly. And what's the studio you're called in the Blackstaff?
Burd speech, mate, Burd speech. Mate, I'm in there with Atomic Atom. I love C's. I'm working on a project with C's, 2 projects with C's, and then I'm working on 2 projects with Eulogy. But recently, like, I met this guy. I actually went to school with him. I didn't even know I went to school with him. He'd followed me and all. I'd heard a few of his beats, and everyone was telling me about him. I was going, this guy's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, when you go in, you just have that chemistry with somebody, that musical chemistry. He started playing me beats, and as I said, I have about 600 tracks there, so I have like mountains of bars written down on. Well, had them on about 3 phones, you know what I mean, and then I have them on the iPad as well, and in books, like they're scattered about all the place. But it's just going in, and I don't think he'd had somebody who'd been at it as long as me before, because I've done this 8 years. Like, I've been Durt a year and a half.
Yeah.
But I've been,
But you've been rapping since, well, so you're only 22, so what, 8 years, what's that, like, since you were like 16, 15?
14, mate, 14.
14 you started?
Maybe 13, I don't know, mate, but
Sick,
like, but I was finding, like, my big brother.
What did you used to call yourself? Did you have any other names?
Oh, nah, I can't say that.
But they all know then.
I've had many characters, mate, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that I've played and have actually caught on and all, do you know what I mean? Not just in rap and other things as well.
Right.
But, like, people don't know it, do you know what I mean? So there's been many versions of me, mate, do you know what I mean? I always say, like, see the way I grew up as well, I always ran about with older people, so I grew up really quick, and I feel like everyone always says to me, it's like I've lived 10 lives, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Even though I'm so young.
Yeah.
But,
I know that feeling, bro. I had that too sometimes. I think I've lived about fucking 20 lives looking back at everything and all the shit that, you know what I mean? Even like Spain and all, living there and all, it was a mad time, you know?
I was gonna say it had 9 lives like a cat, but I'm more of a dog, to be honest.
I'm a big dog, bro.
I mean?
The canine mills, that's
oh,
who they
I
are,
have
bro.
to, bro, have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a dog man, bro. I love my dogs. I have 3 big fucking cane corsos out in Spain.
See, funny enough, my mate Snowball always talks about, he'll always say up with dogs, and instead of G-Unit, his wee group of mates, they call themselves D-Unit.
Yeah.
Yet, see, this guy, I wanted to talk about a few characters from about my way. This guy is a fucking legend about my way. I love him to bits.
Yeah.
I fucking love him to bits. I've been, like, I sit and freestyle with him since no one ever, like, do you know what I mean? And, mate, he wanted me to, he specifically told me to mention a few things on the podcast. I was hoping Spencer would be here, because one of the stories has Spencer in it.
Right, he's coming, he's on his way.
I'll save that one for when I'll tell you, and then I'll tell him when I see him. So, apparently, he told me he had Spencer rap battle, and no one was there the video it.
Right.
He says he won. Now I don't know what the crowd thought, but
right.
I mean, I don't.
So was there a crowd listening?
Oh, but it was just outside some bar or something.
Right.
I don't think it was. But then, he's funny. Like he never starts them or nothing. But he's been in loads of fights, right? Just street fights and all, and boxing fights as well. And he's done a bit of everything. Do you know what I mean? But he was he ended up in a bit of an altercation there. Didn't start it. I was somewhere in England, do you know what I mean? I don't want to say too much about it, right? But there was this fella, like, they were outnumbered, do you know what I mean? There's maybe about 2-3 elements, about fucking 8, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 lads, we'll say, from England. And they were wanting to fight all the Westies, right? And Snowball kicked some fella, so, like, they thought he'd get stabbed because they'd seen it in the bum, because they'd seen all stuff on his hole, but he actually kicked some fella so hard in the tailbone that he shit himself. I'm not joking, and I wanted to say, I don't know, I just thought it'd be funny.
So Snowball said to you, go on Jun Tzu's podcast.
He didn't tell me to say that second bit. I wanted to say the bit about your fella.
Tell him I battled Spencer, and then tell him I went to England and birded someone so hard that he shit himself.
Well, he didn't ask me to say
Snowball,
that.
I've heard it.
I wanted to shout him out, do you know what I mean? Because he's one of them people you'd only get in West Belfast. Like,
Snowball sounds like a big G.
I love him the bits, mate. I love him the bits, know what I mean?
And when you said freestyle, do you actually freestyle?
Oh yeah, off the top,
so
mate.
You're an old school rapper. Like.
Well, like, I'll write as well. Like, I write all the time, but then I do this thing in the studio to keep me sharp, and I'll say to all the boys, throw me a word, and then they'll say, you know, table. I'll go, table. You see me spitting fables. You know I'm barely able, and I'm in the. You know what I mean?
Yes, you just try and.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go off the word, and then I do maybe about, like, they'll go for about 10 words until the beat's over, and then I go next beat, and then I do about 10 beats. Do you know what I mean? Just doing that to keep me fresh, keep me sharp, because, like, I don't know, I don't ever want to be one type of rapper. I don't want to, what do you call it? Box yourself.
Yeah, boxer. Yeah, like, I know what you mean. Like
pigeonhole myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't ever want to be one type of rapper. I want to be able to do everything. I want to do old school boom bap, you know what I mean, what I grew up on.
Yeah.
I want to do rave music, I want to do drill, I want to do grime, I want to do jungle,
Yeah.
I want to do everything, do you know what I mean? And that's Dizzy Rascal said it, right, in an interview years ago. And I love Dizzy. I grew up listening to Dizzy. See, Boy in the Corner, one of my favourite albums of all time.
Gangster shit, bro.
And somebody interviewed Dizzy once, and I said, "What's the difference between you and all the other rappers?" And he says, "Well, you can put my bars over hip hop, you can put my bars over grime, you can put my bars over drum and bass, and they'll still hit hard." And that spoke to me. I was going,
Yo.
"That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to be able
was
to
the next level.
see at the end of the day as well. See in terms of opportunities. See if somebody's throwing an opportunity at you to throw a beat on." I want to be able to rap on any beat. I go on murder anything, you know what I mean?
I love that.
Mate, see if you get me some fucking traditional German music, I could probably rap over it.
100%.
Do you know what
Because
I
you
mean?
just need the rhythm and the beat,
You
and
know
you're
what I
thinking,
mean?
right, let me go for it. I'm the same, bro. If you listen to all of my songs, they're very different. You know what I mean? I can do loads of different styles. That's the key to it.
That is, and see, but you do this same as like I like to think myself does it. Like we would be the type of artists where we mash all these styles together and then add our own space to it, and
Yeah.
then it's our own style.
Exactly.
But I think a lot of people when they're rapping,
They just mimic.
yeah, they mimic, and they'll try and
Copycats.
clone something else.
And then there's 100 of them all
And-
sounding the same.
And there's no originality to it as
Yes.
well. And like the oldest saying in hip hop, I always say, and this kind of comes into people saying they're doing stuff when they're not, is keep it real. Do you know what I mean? And
course.
I'm all about that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I feel it off your songs. When I listened to all your tracks, I felt the realness.
Well-
I thought this kid's raw and he's real, like, you know?
You can tell from the way I talk about stuff that I've lived it. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's just as well as that. Like, cause I talk about the bad bit. Obviously, there's people sitting there glorifying it, and I haven't done it. But I'm sitting there with mates who are dead, mates who are in jail because I've made these bad choices, and
Yeah.
I'm the one who's actually lived through it, and I'm kind of going. I'm not promoting it. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking about. There was some good times during that, but there was a lot of fucking bad times. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you need to have both, and it's just it kind of I take it personally when people are faking it, because it's like obviously I felt the pain that all that stuff brings. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And them ones haven't even went through it. They haven't earned the right to talk about it. So,
Yeah.
and that's why they're sitting glorifying it. And then kids are listening to that and going, "Oh, I want to do this now," because they're glorifying it so
I
much.
get angry, bro. I feel the same as you. That was my problem with a lot of drill. A lot of drill rap, you know, and I was thinking, especially like older guys doing it or something, I was thinking like, it doesn't sit well with me because you're not out there stabbing guys and doing that. But young kids, young impressionable kids who are listening to the music, they might go out and grab a fucking machete then and
Mate,
stick it in one of their other mates' heads because they've been listening to the music,
And
you know what I mean?
Them kids that do it, they're not killers. They're just kids. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. They're impressionable
and
kids.
Mate, I've seen my mates get stabbed in front of me.
Of
Do you know
course.
what I mean? Like, and fuck's sake, Snowball, who I was talking about, has had more death threats than anybody I've ever met in my life. Do you know what I mean?
No wonder sure he's booting people up and down.
So hard to shit themselves.
Booting the shit out of boys,
Literally.
Big Snowball. Sounds like a G. And I know that C's as well. You said he done a
Bombing beats and b-boys.
yeah, and I done a rap with
Yeah,
him,
you
and it
did.
was outside Blackstaff Mill.
Yeah,
that's
mate,
where it was.
Blackstaff the Mecca.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Blackstaff was sick, bro. I loved it as well.
Mate, do you want to come down to our studio sometime?
I'd
It's
love to.
class.
Where I recorded and I got your dad up and all to play on my album. That was at Kaya Studios
Aye.
at the top.
Who was it? Was it Kieran?
Kieran
Kieran,
Cassidy.
my dad's good mate. Kieran's a shout
Kieran's
out,
a G.
Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran Cassidy.
You know what I mean?
He's a G. And yeah, it was on the roof of Blackstaff.
Oh, the roof is class,
Yeah, it
mate.
was sick, bro.
It's all they've put fencing all around it
Yeah.
now because I suppose you know what I mean. Yeah.
There's a load of podcasts and all at Blackstaff and all. I might even have to just move and get into the Blackstaff.
We're
again, bro.
looking to do a wee podcast in the Black Stuff.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what I mean?
shout me, bro. I'm there for
Oh,
it. I owe you a
100%.
podcast now.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
And then-
Appreciate that.
And then here I have to tell everyone as well then. So fucking, I decided then, bro, as well. After I seen you on the Kneecap show, you shouted me, says, yo, what's happening and all. And then I said, you know what, fuck this, bro. Let's fucking jump on a track. So the song, We Go to War, Bring Down the Peace Walls.
Oh, wow.
And then I got you and Spencer on it. And it's me and Prose. So it was Prose's song. But he done the chorus, and I loved the chorus. So I says, get your verses off it, and let's do a Belfast remix about Turn Down the Peace Walls. And I thought, no one better than have a representative of the Falls and a representative of the Shankill.
100%.
And get you and Spencer on it.
And I'm excited to meet him here as well. I'm excited to tell him the Snowball thing and see what his version
Of
of it is. I wanted to meet him for ages, mate. You know what I mean? Because like, I'm kind of. I haven't got there yet, but I'm kind of getting a wee name for myself as being, you know, this guy here.
Yes, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but even with us here, even though it's a bit toned down, I mean, you say how much can you tone down a balaclava, like? But I mean, I've got the hurley bats here instead of the
Yeah, I love
bones.
the hurley
And
bats.
I've got my catchphrase, "We dirt birds now fucking
Yeah.
a bird." I didn't even mean to make up my catchphrase. I just started saying
It's
it.
good.
It's
know.
like, do you ever get the way you'll say "yo" or
Of course.
to catch a beat?
Yeah.
So I'll do it to get me in time, and then like. Next thing you know, there's crowds all screaming it when I'm
Bird's not fucking
and I was sitting there, I was like, oh, no sweat, and then like
It's catchy.
a few times like say if I didn't fucking clean the room or something, my ma will come up and go, "We dirt bird is fucking about.
Yeah.
You need to get that room cleaned, you rabbit."
I stop you fucking about.
You know what I mean?
Love it, bro. Sick. So we've done this, and here I have to say this. What I love about it, I sent you the beat. It says, "Yo, you down for doing this? Turn down the peace walls. You know, we'll get you and Spencer on it." And you were like, 100%. Sent you the beat. Fucking less than a day later, fucking about 18 hours later, you go, "Here, listen what I've wrote," and done the whole verse. And I was like, and then you were like, "Listen, I'll change it up what you want." And I was like, "Mention more about this and that." You're like, "Leave it with me." Boom, a new verse. And I was like, and then today I said, because you told me you speak fluent Irish.
It was my first language, like,
So you learned Irish. See, your dad's a gangster, bro. So he taught you speaking Irish before English.
My first
Legend.
words were in Irish. My first word was Oscar, which means open. I don't know what context that was in, maybe,
Yeah.
but like, and then like, I actually picked up on the Irish really quick. I was like a wee baby. And my ma come up, and I know I have my bottles and my cat,
Yeah.
right? And she come up, and she was speaking to me in Irish, and she said, K2H2 like, you have to move him, right? And then I apparently went, this was like, I blew her mind with us. I went and sat it upright and went, "Curry me more showy," and that's like a full Irish, like, you know, like, people with their gold or silver fanya, like, wouldn't really, like,
Whoa.
be able to say it with the right, you know.
Yeah, pronunciation.
Yeah,
like that.
and then she was like, she said to me, that's when she knew it'd be good with words and all, do you know what I mean? So
Sick.
that's
And I was just using a wee baby.
that was me as a wee baby, mate, know what I mean?
Gangster shit. You set your bottle up. What was the words you said?
Curry me more showy, because I had 2 bottles, and I said, I'll put them like that, do you know what I mean? Like, as in, I'll set them upright, do you know what I mean?
Love it, bro.
It was funny, like,
Sick.
I can't remember it, obviously, but that's
Yeah.
what my ma told me.
Yeah, and then you rap in Irish as well, don't you, bro?
Yeah, I do, mate. I suppose, like, I wanted to give, mate, I'll go speak to shopkeepers in Irish. I'll go speak to barbers in Irish. I'll go speak to my mates in Irish, especially if you're talking about something mad on the phone, do you know what I mean?
Of course.
So, like, it's
Yeah.
handy, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is there an Alexa in this room?
Yeah.
I'm only saying, but, and then I'll speak to my family in Irish, like, so it's really important language to me, do you know what I mean? I think, like, see, when I'm rapping in Irish, like, I feel like, this might sound a bit cringy or something, but I feel like almost in touch with my Celtic ancestors, do you know what I mean?
You are.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's one of the oldest languages in the world. There's a power to that as well. There's such a power to words. Like, see, even Tupac was saying, like, he wasn't really involved in all the madness until he started rapping it, and then I attracted it to him. Like, it's like law of attraction, do you know what I mean? So I'm speaking my native tongue and speaking about things that go on in my community, do you know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe it's brought my community to me and given me the platform to be the voice for them, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or be a voice for them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I loved about Kneecap. That's what they were the first to do it. You know, they
100%.
rapped in Irish and English.
I have to give it to him as well. Their marketing was genius.
Yeah.
Genius. I actually have like a wee marketing qualification and stuff myself.
Sick.
So I'm able to, seeing I see people marketing themselves, I be analysing it now, and their marketing was genius. Like,
Yeah.
fair play to them, and live performances so full of energy, smash it out of the park every time.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
excited,
cool as fuck,
I'm excited to be sharing that stage with them and yourself.
Oh,
do you know
I'm
what I mean?
telling you, bro. Listen, I'm
we'll
gonna have
shut
to
it down.
rehearse for it, bro. I'm excited about it.
We'll shut it down, yeah. We'll shut
Yeah,
it
it's
down,
gonna be
you know what I
sick,
mean?
bro. It's gonna be next level. But the Irish thing is what I love the best, bro. I wish my dad, funny enough, this last year has just started. He's been learning Irish, and he's been learning it flat out, and then
Class.
he took a heart attack there a couple of months ago, and then he like stopped. You know, like
He's trying to take it easy or
yeah,
something.
but he was fully focused on the Irish, and he was like, was like top in all his classes and all. He was determined
That's
to
class,
do it, like,
mate.
you know.
That is class.
But he said the same. Like he loves the concept of it. I feel like I'm feeling like I need to start learning it, bro.
I hear. Well,
I've never felt more.
That gives us an excuse to see each other, doesn't it?
Listen,
You know what I mean?
I know I might make me Durt Burd my Irish teacher.
Yeah.
But that's what I loved about the verse, and you threw some Irish into the verse as well.
I mean, I just didn't know if you wanted the Irish. Not everybody, like, it's not that I thought you wouldn't be happy with it, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what the vibe was, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when, like, I just try and adapt the things, you know what I mean? If you tell me you want something, I mean, fuck's sake, Big John's who's off me for a track, I'll change it if I fucking need to, like, do you know what I mean?
Nah,
Like,
I love that, bro. I loved it. I loved how you wrote the verse, and so quick as well, and it's sick. Your flow is special. That's what I noticed. It is a bit, it's very like, it's like a machine gun fire, and it's good. It's sick, bro. So keep at it, like, you know.
I think as well, like, in Belfast, like, I go anywhere, fuck's sake, I go to Dublin, people can't understand me, need a translator or something, do you know what I mean? But, so we've always talked quick, do you know what I mean? And even like in terms of like, see during the famine when all the musicians had to sell their instruments, they had to learn lilting, so it was like dum 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 dum. So it's see out there, the bow-on, all the Irish rhythms, I try and bring them into my flows. Not a lot of people actually know it, but I try and bring them in because it's the same thing.
It's
do you
the
know what I mean?
exact same. So like a lot of like one of my favorite guys ever. I'd need to get him on the podcast. I need to. He was the Bard of Armagh. But there's a guy called Jimmy McEldowney, and I could tell you some of his like poems and all off by heart. His poems, I've memorized them, love him, like he's phenomenal, next level guy. But he would do exactly that. He writes his own lyrics over old Irish like melodies.
That is class.
So it's old Irish melodies, and you know it. And I done that as well. I done that. Did you ever hear my song, "The Evil Foreman"?
Yeah, I think it did actually.
Yes, and that's over the ocean or something. My cousin told me it was my cousin who played it, and he said that's out in the ocean or something. I think it's called Out in the Ocean. But I go, when I was young, I went to work as a labourer on the building site, and that's me lilting. Like, but I wrote my own words to the lilt.
100%.
You know what I mean?
That's class though. Do you know what I mean? Because
that's when you smash it, bro. Look into that. As you get older, you're gonna see this, bro. You're gonna like, you haven't even reached your peak. You're sick, but you haven't even reached your creative peak. When you get into your studio and you've got everything flowing, and you'll be like, you could hear some old Irish rhythms and all, and you think, let me just rap to that, and I'll put my own words to it. Next thing you've got it.
Funny enough, I can't remember it, right? But I remember I wrote something ages ago, and it was like it was meant to be an old pub song. It was just me going.
Yeah.
And I got all my mates to do it. I mean, we were drinking in the bar in Donegal or something, and it was like an old Irish pub song, but it was like I did similar enough type of thing. But I think you never stop learning as well, mate. See, my dad told me a story about, it was like, I can't remember who he was. Wish I could, but for the life of me, I can't remember who it was. But one of the most well-known, well-respected Irish speakers, right?
Yep.
He was on his deathbed, right? And he got asked, when did you stop learning Irish? And he said, on his deathbed, he said, I'm still learning Irish. Do you know what I mean? So that's the way I like to be with everything.
Obviously,
do you know what I mean? Like,
of course.
I think a lot of people,
what
like,
a legend.
They'll get alright at something and they'll go, I'm the best, nobody can teach me anything. But if you have that attitude,
then
you'll not progress. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you need, even constructive criticism, I've always taken it 100%.
Of course.
Like, I like constructive criticism. I'd rather somebody turn around and goes, I was shit, you need to write that again. Because that's what makes you get better. That's what pushes you. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
And like it's a thing of like, if you can't take a heat, get out of the kitchen. Like, do you know what I mean?
100%, bro. It's real. Everything is there. I fully agree with, bro. I love the fact that Irish was your first language. That is gangster to me, bro. And you're there speaking Irish in the cut and all. You need to do more with the Irish rap as well.
Funny. I've got a few tracks. I've got this one. Do you like westerns?
You love westerns.
So see, spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
I grew up. I watched them with my dad. All the Clint Eastwoods, The
Of
Good, the
course.
Bad, and the Ugly, Fist for $8, and
a few dollars more.
A few dollars more, aye.
Yeah.
And I sampled Ennio Morricone on this track called Wild West, which is half an Irish, half an English.
I heard it on your Instagram.
Yeah, that's and at the start there's this sample, and it's about like the British a British Army helicopter circles around West Belfast on Easter Sunday. Soldiers roam the streets. Or soldiers are on the prowl, and then it just says normality in the ghetto. But then after that, I stuck a sample in of Dr. Dre in California Love going, now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. And then the chorus is like, don't test these, way westies, pull up in a stage 3 outlaws, about 20, Hartford Bar, and Malwala, Ugly Armour, Lumar Garda. See Ugly Armour, Lumar Garda. that means armed guards by my side, right?
Yeah.
So that actually goes back to another old Irish song called O Roshada Vahawalia.
I know that
So it's
one.
like,
That's from the
oh,
Windows
shit.
Chicks. Oh,
It's about Granuaile, the Irish pirate queen.
Yeah,
and
that's
it
the Windows
says,
Chicks, the barley and all, isn't it?
it says Ugly Arma Lehi Margorda, so I say Ugly Arma Lum Margorda, because I rock up somewhere with all my mates. Even the other week we were filming at Hotbox fucking thing, I rocked up with all the Westies, just not to be a dick, just because I love them all and they're my family, but
of course.
I have them, they're my security, do you know what I mean? I don't need a higher security, I've got the boys with me, do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I put it in, and I didn't even really mean to be honest, and then I clicked on it, I was like, that's from O Roshada of Ahawalia.
Yes.
And that's like in the hook of Wild West, so I thought it fitted perfect.
Gangster shit,
Do you know what
bro.
I mean? Do you know what I mean?
That. I love that. Yeah, did you see that, the Windows Chicks, the barley?
Oh, what?
That's when I first heard that.
Serious?
The box of
I
barley.
haven't watched it in years. It was a powerful film,
One of my favourite films. I was talking to John Connors about it there, and he said to me it was actually an Englishman that wrote it, like, you know, Ken Loach. But
I've heard of him. He's done a lot of stuff.
yeah, he done a lot of film. He was heavy, bro, sick. But yeah, it was powerful, that movie, bro, powerful.
Mate.
Next level shit, bro. Keep doing the Irish and the English blended. I like the Irish language more than the English. I was talking on a previous podcast about the English language is actually like a witchcraft language. Did you know that?
It's pickpocketed stuff from other languages
and it's
around the world.
pickpocketed, and it's a robbery, and it's the most devilish language in history. It's funny the way they even say, like, you know, like old Christians, they make out like they pray in Old English. You know, like it's even more holier. It's more holier to go thee, thouest, comest thou, and all this. You see all that? See the English language? It's like this. It's devil worship. That's what it is, and it's like language and spells, casting spells. Whereas the Irish language, it predates it, and it's more militant. It's gangster, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to start learning Irish myself.
Yeah, well, you know where I am.
I'm telling you, bro. That's it. Durt Bird's gonna be my Irish teacher.
Oh, aye. Nail wee Durt Bird, I fuck you hard. That's wee Durt Bird, not I tried it, it's a rough translation. I haven't done that before.
Sounds like you said wee Durt Bird needs a fart or something.
Well, maybe I do, you know what I mean? You're talking a podcast, not a big one out. Oh, shit.
Nah, I love it, bro. I love that, bro. And keep at it, bro. Keep at the music, bro. I think you're going to smash it. I really do. And you're only young. And you've got that sick flow about you. I can't wait for everyone to hear our track together.
Mate, I'm excited myself. I've got so much stuff on the way. Like, I'll talk about some of it, but on that, I'm gonna leave a few secrets as well. You know what I mean?
Have you ever released a CD or a mixtape or a project?
See, like, I'm kind of just teasing everyone at the minute. I'm kind of going with the scarcity creates demand approach, right? For now, until I get a bit more recognition, and then when I drop, I'm coming in with a bang. So I've been doing wee features and stuff for people. I've got a tune coming out on Thursday, a music video and all with R3C. He's from Turf Lodge. Representing the West over in Liverpool. He's living over in Liverpool, smashing it.
Is he a Scouse rapper?
No, he's a Westie. He just lives over, mate.
Sick.
But I have a tune coming out with him on Thursday. I did like a tune from the Sewer Rats album we did with C's. That was kind of like a Wu-Tang.
Sick.
Well, more like a Glue-Tang, we'll call it. You know what I mean?
Glue-Tang.
And I've got that coming out. I've got but one track's been released, vintage. I've got like wee booth sessions and stuff out, and I've got wee ciphers and stuff like that. But that's just me teasing everyone. Cause see, when I actually drop, they're gonna shake their monks. Do you know what I mean? Like I got kicked in the tailbone.
Sick. Big Snowball.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I love that. So you're gonna what's the name of your first project then?
So
that's the thing you teased on your Instagram, all the wee snippets.
I've got 3 coming out. I think the first one is gonna be called Strapman's Dead. That's with Eulogy.
Right.
And then I've got Certified Sewer Rat, because I did the Sewer Rats album with C's, and my crew's called Cert, so it's called Certified Sewer Rat.
Yep.
And then the one after that is gonna be when I drop the album. And then I've got a lot of stuff coming out with Atomic Atom at the minute, but he's gonna be the main producer on this album that I'm calling About the Whack, right? Because I'm gonna get features from all around Ireland on it. It's gonna be a big thing. I'm gonna get all the best of the island, know what I mean? I might have to give yourself a shoot, you know what I mean?
You know that big
but
son.
I'm gonna do about the
Here,
work.
make sure you get your dad on some shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Get your dad playing the
I've
pipes.
made
I always thought the pipes, you see the Ireland pipes, they're very underappreciated, especially in hip hop. You can do some sick beats with them, bro. Drill beats and all. You have to remember that drone. You know the drone, like and see if you add that in, it sounds like you're going to war.
Yeah,
you can make some scary beats with the fucking pipes, bro.
Definitely, mate. That's for the Joker. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's mask. You know, I'm happy. This is who's talking to you now. See him there, like he's a header.
Is that for the Buckfast out in the Pride?
Oh Jesus! Here, I don't even want to start. You don't even want to start him. He's a balloon. Know what I mean? That's why he's on the table and he's on my head. Know what I mean?
Telling you.
So, but I'll definitely get my dad on the pipes, like, do you know what I mean?
Your dad's a G, bro. Old school militant legend.
I like what Sallow and all used to do as well. Sallow still does, sorry.
Yeah.
He does a lot of stuff. It's like, he calls it,
Gaelic drill.
Oh, Gaelic drill.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a drill rapper, as I say. I don't like being pigeonholed to be one type of rapper.
Yeah.
I like being, you know, able to do everything, as I say, but
Sallow doesn't rap in Irish language.
He puts wee bits in, so he does.
Not the Irish language.
Oh no, he does.
Does he?
It's what do you say? Shasagi. That's my clan, my family.
Oh yes, he does.
Yeah,
Shasagi.
you know what I mean? So I mean, stand up. That's my clan. My clan is my family. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he does. Sallow's a G. I got Sallow on the podcast.
No way!
Did you not know?
I didn't know, man. I need to watch it. I fucking love Sallow.
Man.
I really rate Sallow.
I talked to Sallow for 2 hours. Sat there smoking.
Sound dude,
yeah, he's a legend of a guy, man. He is a good fella. I said I really like his Dublin track and that, you know.
You'll be from Dublin,
but you don't know shit about me.
Never been jail, never been OT. I wanna see Simon McGrafter's beat. Nah, that's a tune, a tune, Sallow.
And I always thought when he said I'm on the seaside where McGrafter's be, I thought he meant the seaside. He means Clondalkin.
Oh, does he?
That's what they call it.
I thought it was the seaside. I did that.
You were like, I don't mind in the seaside. He says, nah, it means Clondalkin and all. Watch the podcast, me and Sallow.
Oh, no, I definitely will. Watch it once again.
Sallow is a G, man. You have to meet him. He's a proper legend.
I love to meet him, actually. Like, it's mad, like, when we were growing up, you were kind of the only guy doing this. You, Costello.
Remember Costello?
Costello's class, mate. Costello, remember?
The Class A's.
And all the working class records. And then Steve Locke, that's who I remember from growing up the most.
Yeah, I never really heard much of Steve Locke. He never released much, did he? He was like an underground legend in Belfast.
Mate, Steve Locke, he's part of my crew, sir.
Yeah, he's very talented. I remember hearing him. He turned up at one of the shows, I think it was the OES Centre. And he just got up and tore the gaff down like he's sick.
Steve he's on another level, mate, and shout him out as well. Cause you reckon all my mates have been looking me to shout them out, right? I've got a good feeling. Do you reckon I could shout them out here? I've got a list.
I want to hear you shouting out. Have you got a big list of all the lads to shout out? I might have to get that Steve Locke on the podcast. He is a sick old school rapper.
So,
well, my goodness.
Mate,
don't tell me that's your list of shout-outs.
Look at this, right?
Right, you better rap fast.
Right. Shout out SP Kick, BC Pip, Hodos, Orchid, Dolo, Lambo, R3C, Stroker, Shimmy Jaw, Big P, Pistol P, DJ Clip, Snowball, Pablo Diablo, Snooty, Free Snooty as well, get him out the fuck, PB, Steen, Mendez, Jimbo Slay, C's, P-Mags, Matty Drez, Steve Locke, Marks, Daz, Eulogy, Mega, Leo Miyagi, Haven, Big Evil Stick, and all the boys in Beaver, Dom, Jared Hagney, Rubber Dick, BMW McJown, Bones McKenzie, I Do It Best, Don't Give a Fuck, Gerald, Just Toot, Arn, Diesel, Wee T, Big T, Beers, Noru, Aaron, Roddy, Paddy Fern, Roddy as well, made my chain, Roddy's Gold and Silver, Paddy Fern, George Coker, Wee Dodo, Ali, Arn, Kiefer Goo, M. Valid, Luke Cochran, Dean Scott, Pluck Pappy, Avon, all the What the Crack Crew, Do Fada, Coincidental, Belfast Groove Collective, Big Fig, Crack Pipe, Rudy, Clarence, Big Nathan, Finbar, Big Finto, Weekend, Chonkers, Luke, Hatter Ups and Downs, like Bedori, I'll shout you out as well. Imagine, Emmett, Jacko, Big Warren, R. Ashin, Crick, Scotch Willie, Claude Speed, Jim T, Dirty Dez, Big Mice, Taylor, Wee Joe, Mark, Chap Suey, Big Jamesy, Buster, Turk, Big Mo, Zach, Tierno, Conley, Danny Dravitt, Key, Unan, Pierce, Dylan Ma, Skeet 89, Ross, Corrupted, Lizzie Squad, Paddy, Poggy, Mark Ferris, Wee Saucy Boots, Pete and Baz, Marty, Wee Flicker, Niall, Jake Fredlander, Jimmy Lee LSD, Scott, Arn, Bravney, or Stevie, even though you still owe me out 40 quid, and My big mate Jun Tzu for getting me on the podcast here, you know what I mean?
Wow.
What
for
a list, what a
fuck's
list.
sake.
Know what I mean? I had
There
to shout the boys
There's
out,
the
like,
shout-outs.
know what I mean? And here, shout out the old grannies about the whack as well. I see you, know what I mean? Seeing I drop these changes already, is all fall in love.
That's it, my bro. You're a G. Well, listen, there's all the shout-outs. There you have it, my
Bang,
bro.
bang.
Much love. Thank you. What's happening? This is Jun Tzu. Just slabber.
I told you.